like it when it's just girls, so we're gonna have girl talk. Well, oh, you're here early. 20 minutes, unless we can, would that work? 15, 20 minutes? Come on back, don't forget. All right, whoever has that microphone, 15 or 20 minutes, call them. All right, girls, how should I begin? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Christina, and I've been speaking on dating and relationships for the past 5 years. I love it, and I want to share with you, which I don't share with every group, but something is telling me today to tell you that I'm single and that I'm not dating anybody, and I'm really happy. And it's possible to be single and to be a confident girl, love life, and help others. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to share that with you, and it's such a valuable time to be single. I think it's really important for girls to find their independence, to find their talents and their purpose in this world before God brings a man into our life. So if you're single, give me a wave, all the single ladies. All right. So how many of you, I have a question, how many of you have made a list of that perfect guy with all the qualities, and then you doodled maybe your wedding dress, all the rest of you are lying, I know you have. That's great and everything, I guess that's fun, but I hope today you go home and you make a list for yourself. I hope today you want to ask yourself, who am I? Who do I want to be? What qualities do I want to have? I definitely did this, so it's a challenge I give you today. I'd like to begin with a story. I have a friend in Washington, D.C. Her name is Julie, and when she was 20 years old, she wanted to be a cheerleader for the LA Rams, the Los Angeles Rams. They're now the St. Louis Rams. And so when she was 20, she moved to Los Angeles, and she was getting ready for the tryouts and found out that there were 1,200 girls trying out for this cheerleading squad. That's a lot of girls to compete with. And she was a brunette, and so for some reason, she thought that she couldn't compete with the blonde bombshells. So she decided to do something different. This is how the tryouts work. You walk down a runway and there's 5 judges. All the judges are male. So there's 5 guys and the girls walk up and down the runway. They don't say anything. And then they walk out, and that's how you're selected. So all day long, they're watching girls walk down in their bikinis, short this, showing that, everything, you know, skimpy and whatever. Hours these men are watching this. Julie gets on the runway. She's wearing a simple black dress that goes down to her knee and a little bit around the shoulder. She has all her hair tucked up into a big hat, and she has big sunglasses on. She walks down the runway, and when she gets to the end, she pulls her hat off and all her beautiful hair falls out. And then she takes her sunglasses off and walks back. The guys go, "Wow, you are beautiful." And she got chosen to be a cheerleader, and she got the nickname The Lady, all during her 4 years of cheering for this football team. Julie teaches us something with this. There is something that we are missing. What those guys saw in Julie was her mystery. And that's what's beautiful about a woman, is our mystery. And she was intriguing. She wasn't so available, and they liked that. And we forget that this is attractive, and we've become so available in the way we dress and the way we dance that we say, guys, you can have me, and you don't even have to get to know me in return. We can do better than this. You girls can raise the standard for the next generation, because in my years of college, which I'm going to talk to you about, we did not have the standard very high, and we weren't treated very well. A guy will be as much of a gentleman as you require him to be. And you're all in high school, right? And so every high school girl wants one thing. Every high school girl I talk to, I'm like, what do you want? What quality do you want as a high school girl? Confidence. I want to be confident. All right, well, let's talk about that. Where does your confidence come from? They usually don't know. Well, I want to give you the secret. I want you to walk away today knowing, how can I be confident? I was at a party once, and a guy came up to me, and this is when I would go to parties just to meet girls, to talk with them in college. And I would stand there, you know, and just hang out with the guys because I could actually talk to them. And one guy came up and he said, what is this confidence that I see in you that I don't see in other girls? And I go, oh, that's interesting. I was like, I think it's Christ. I think that's what you see. Girls, if you want to be confident, let's talk about Christ. Let's talk about who he is in your life, and you will have that light in your eyes that draws others to you, and it's beautiful. I want to begin with a story. Well, I'm going to tell a story, and then we'll get into some personal stuff that I want to share with you. But I was at a party in college, and I was talking to this guy that I didn't really know very well. And we were just talking, and this is a really stupid story. I really don't like it, but I'm going to tell you because it has a good point. So we were talking, and our friends were going in separate ways, so I gave him a hug, and he was very athletic, and he had big muscles, and so for some reason I decided to say, you have really big muscles. Yeah, and he got kind of cocky, and so for some reason I decided to say, oh, well, I have a six-pack. I know, it's so stupid. The point of the story is he said, oh yeah, you got a six-pack? Lift up your shirt, let me see it. And I was like, really, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. And he actually started to get annoyed that I wouldn't lift up my shirt to show him this six-pack that didn't exist. And he said, Christina, it's just a body. We all have bodies. And it hit me that his attitude about looking at someone else's body is just no big deal is really sad. And this is what needs to change about our generation. I'm gonna guess he was just trying to make me feel more comfortable or whatever. We went our separate ways, and I wish I would have said to him, you know, I don't view the body as just a body. To me, it's a treasure, and I don't share it with every guy that I meet. But we are being lied to from the TV and our music, saying, you know, what is that song? I make good girls go bad, or I don't know, just one night, whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. Just go do it. Live for the moment. Be young. It's a lie. And that's why I'm here today, because I want to talk to you girls like I would talk to my best friend. I want to share with you how different you think this world would be if we just stopped treating each other as no big deal. Now I want you to understand something very important. Can I have two girls maybe in the front just jump up? Awesome. The two on the end. I just need you to hold these for me. Okay, I just need two, but thank you so much. I'll call you up again. If you could please hold that sign over there, and if you could please hold this sign to my right. Girls, how many of you have heard of the word lust? Who's heard of it? Awesome. Who can define it for me? Okay? It's when you eat too much. Very interesting definition, but not what I'm looking for. Good guess. Anyone else? Yes. Wanting. Good. That's pretty much it. What were you gonna say? Exactly. And what were you gonna say? Girls, you are good. I've never met girls who actually knew the definition to this word. We're going to talk about it so you can understand that there are two kinds of love out there. There's a lust that is wrapped up in a candy wrapper a lot of times, telling you, hey, this will bring you happiness. But you're going to be able to recognize that candy wrapper after today. I can say the word love in a lot of different ways. I can say I love my dog, I love pizza, I love that green t-shirt that you're wearing today, and I love my mom, and I love my boyfriend. But when I said the word love, in all those different senses, it meant something different in every one, right? Yeah. When I said that I love pizza, do I respect pizza? Am I gonna trust it and take care of it? And no. It's ridiculous. When I say that I love pizza, what I'm saying is that pizza gives me pleasure, as you had mentioned back here, and when I'm done with it, I throw it away. Sadly, sometimes we do this with each other. We use someone for our own wants, our own pleasure, and when we're done with them, whatever, I don't need to call them anymore, I'm on to the next pizza. But there's something better. There's something better that's called love. Real love. The diamond, if you will. This is the pizza. This is the diamond that we gotta believe that we can have. And it's real. And it doesn't leave you empty the way this does. And this is about looking out for the better other person. It's about looking for the other person, what's good for them. It's not about me, my needs, what all our songs are telling us to sing about. It's in our heads. This is about how can I make the other person happy? And I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm going to find out if you understand. In short, lust is in it for the taking. Love is in it for the giving. Lust can't wait to get. Love can wait to give. The world tells you, love your things, love your iPod, love your Mac, love your shoes, and use people. But Jesus wants to tell you girls today to love people and use your things. So lust is in it for the what? Good. One more time. Lust is in it for the? Love is in it for the? Awesome. So I'm going to give you some examples. So let's say that there's a guy and he meets you and the first thing he says is, girl, you look good in those jeans. What is that? Lust or love? I think I heard love. What was it again? Nah, you got it. Okay, so then there's a guy who, he figures out what your interests are, and he figures out that you really love coffee. So he surprises you one day with your favorite coffee, or he always takes you to festivals or public places to experience the world or go hiking. What's that? Awesome. There's a guy who only wants to take you to his basement to watch movies. Every time you're hanging out, you're alone. There's a girl who's dating a guy, and he says, you know what? I haven't hung out with my buddies in a long time. I'm going to hang out with them this Friday night. And you're like, fine, go ahead. So you leave him guilty, and he goes out with his friends, and you're texting him all night long. What are you doing? Wow, you're good. Usually girls are caught off guard sometimes with that one. When you're texting your guy every hour when he's out with his guy friends, that's possessiveness. That's not healthy. And yes, we do that, I know. We all do that. So let him go hang out with his friends. Find something else to do. It's really good for the guy to hang out with his guy friends. One more. There's a guy that meets you and he makes the comment, wow, you look really beautiful today. Or has anyone ever told you have really beautiful eyes? Love, yes. Do you hear the difference in that comment versus, girl, like you're a piece of pizza or something? All right, do you understand the difference? You now are gonna know, okay, I better watch out if he's talking to me like that, or just help him. I'd really appreciate if you didn't talk to me like that. So, round of applause for our volunteers. That is awesome. Thank you. Woo. All right, now, well, sometimes I skip this, but maybe today I'm going to talk about it. How many of you have cell phones? Yeah. Are there some things flying around on those cell phones that maybe our parents and teachers don't know about? Maybe? You don't have to shake your heads, but I kind of know about it. I talk to teens all the time, and I hear about it, and I want to share a story with you. And today is not about telling you what to do, but I was in Michigan a few weeks ago, and I said, what are you going to walk away with today? And someone replied, a brain. I'm like, all right, good. That's a successful thing you're going to walk away with. I met this girl from North Carolina who in 8th grade had a cell phone, and all her friends were at a slumber party, and they thought it would be funny to send a picture to a guy that they knew at school. And it was an inappropriate picture that they wanted to send. And they just thought it would be funny. No big deal, right? So they send it, and what she didn't know is that when they sent that, the guy sends it to all his guy friends, and then they send it to all their guy friends, and then someone decided to print it out, and then they brought it to school, and then he started selling it, and she got the name, you know what, all those names that we call each other, and people started betraying her. By freshman year in high school, she didn't want to live anymore. Her self-worth went down to here. This is why it's a big deal. So that's all I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to touch on cell phones anymore, but think about what you're going to do, because it affects your friends and your school and your worth so much more than that. We're going to learn how to use the word no later on, okay? It's a really important word. Well, I want to share with you how I found happiness so that you can find it too. We're all looking for happiness, and I'd like to tell you why and I'm really happy about this decision that I made. Yes, I'm a virgin. I've decided to wait until marriage, and thank you. I made this decision when I was 14 years old. Is there anyone who's 14 years old? Stand up. I want to see the 14-year-olds in here. Okay, we've got a lot. Ladies, I was your age when I made this decision. I know you're faced with a lot at a young age, but after today, I hope you go home and think about some things. So thank you, 14-year-olds. Go ahead and take a seat. When I was 14 years old, my big brother, who was in college, had to pick me up from tennis one Saturday morning, and he was with his friends. And I was in heaven. There I was, 14 years old, and I got to hang out with college guys. So we pulled up to this beautiful house. They asked if I'd like to go get some breakfast. And inside were these girls that were preparing breakfast for them. And we ate, and I watched the fun they were having. And I could tell these girls really liked my brother and his friends. And it was interesting to watch the girls hang all over them. The guys seemed to love it. We got back in the car, and I couldn't believe what the guys started to say. They kept calling those girls sluts and telling stories of how easy they were. My brother didn't want me to hear it, but the truth came out, and I heard what guys really thought of girls who gave themselves to anyone. And so I made the decision that I don't want to be just another trophy for guys to put on their shelf to say, yep, got her. I wanted to remain a virgin, but I didn't realize how awesome this decision was. And then something happened to me that taught me something. It was my first year at a public school. I went to 3 different high schools, so I got the full experience. And it was my first time at a public school, and me and my friends were talking about everything that you talk about when the teachers aren't around, the parents aren't around, every day. And I dreaded going to this class every day because I got tired of people commenting that I was too scared to do this with a guy or whatever. And so there's this one girl, Nikki, at our table who was very active with the guys, and she was very proud of it. And the guys were always asking her questions and almost looked up to her in a way. And after leaving class one day, feeling alone, one of the guys came up to me and he said, you know, Nikki talks bad about you all the time, and I don't like it. He even went on to say, I really like you, and I hope I find a girlfriend like you someday. Things changed, and that's when I became proud of making this decision to wait until marriage. And I made this decision for 3 reasons. If you've never thought about it, I want to give you my 3 reasons. Take them, make them your own, whatever you want to do. My number 1 reason is for my number 1 guy. Who do you think that is? Nice, Jesus Christ. Girls, we can't fall in love with another man until we fall in love with Christ. And I found that out the hard way. A man can't fulfill us the way Christ can. And he loves you. He does. He knows your deepest desires in your heart, and he wants to give you everything. He does not want to take from you. He wants to spoil you, and I've experienced this, and I have not always been here. I had God at an arm's distance for a long time, saying, God, no thank you. I don't need you. I don't need a man. I'm fine. And once I found him, I was like, wow. If only girls knew about you. You're awesome. And so I just encourage you, take time today to maybe talk with him. Ask God things about just your daily life. Little things, like, I'll give you an example. God, what do you want me to wear today? What do you want me to put on today? You laugh, right? I did this before I came here. I am so sick of picking out outfits. I'm not really a girly girl. And so I'm so sick of picking out outfits to speak in. And I'm like, God, what do you want me to wear to this speaking engagement? And then I thought of this pink dress. And there's a reason I'm wearing this. And I guess I could tell you now why I'm wearing it. He wanted me to wear this pink dress because I think he wants me to talk to you girls about clothes. And we're going to talk about clothes. I wore this dress out in college a lot on Friday nights with my girlfriends, and things would happen when I would go out in this dress. And so we're going to talk about it later. But right now I'm talking about Jesus. So we can talk about clothes later. So yeah, and I also want to share with you that if you have not began a prayer life, I understand. I didn't pray either when I was in high school, but I then soon discovered the value of it. And if you've decided to save yourself, you can't do it on your own. Those boys with the backwards hats looking at you saying, baby girl, oh baby girl, I love you. We're gonna be together forever. You're not very strong. We kind of go a week. So maybe you've seen this before. This is a rosary. I say this every day, sometimes twice a day, because one of them's for you. If you are not here yet, once a week, set it where you can reach. Then you'll get there. You'll fall in love and see, wow, this really helps me. I have a story about my little brother who just carries around his pocket. I gave it to him, not thinking he would pray it, but he would carry it around in his pocket. And this really quick story, he actually got held up at gunpoint a few weeks ago. And as he was on the ground and the man had a gun to his back, the man went through his pockets and found the rosary. And then he just left him alone and walked out. And my brother said, Christina, I know that's because of the rosary. It's very powerful. Last reason of why I'm waiting, and then I'm going to call our young gentlemen up here because they volunteered their time to be with you ladies today. What do you think my last reason? Third reason. Who's it for? Wait, I skipped my second reason. Second reason. Getting ahead of myself. Second reason is for myself. First is for Jesus. Second is for myself. I'm worth waiting for. And if I don't hold myself up high as a treasure, no one else will. Respect starts with yourself. All right, ladies? Just like what Julie showed us. You can be in situations where other girls are dressing a certain way, but you can set an example. So don't settle for counterfeit love. You know, I can't tell you how many guys I've let walk away. Okay, there's been a lot, and they're cute and they're funny, but the minute they find out that I'm waiting and that I'm a virgin, I was just at a college that they had other girls they could go to, and they weren't ready for the real deal yet. And let them walk away. They weren't good enough. You and I are that valuable. If you have someone texting you, asking for something a little bit uncomfortable, or at a dance they talk to you in a way that's uncomfortable. One girl told me something that happened at a dance. I said, I want you to go home in front of your mirror and practice back off. Okay? You can still be a lady and say no. So we're going to practice the word no right now. So when you're in those situations, you know how to answer. So repeat after me. Like you, and the women hear me roar kind of thing. That's what I want to hear out of you. So repeat after me. No.
No.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I deserve better than this.
Better than this.
Awesome. So don't settle for counterfeit love, girls. The lust, the pizza love. There's something so much better. Go for the diamond. You and I, we're worth waiting for, all right? And just hold out. My third reason. This is now we're at the exciting part. Who do you think it's for? Yes, my future husband. He's out there. If you're called, here goes my dress too. Okay, don't blow away, please. If you're called to marriage, then he's out there. Heck, he could be at this conference right now. You never know. Hold on a minute. We're having some problems over here. Guys, would you mind just grabbing this? Because it might blow away. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to tell him that I waited for him. I want it to be the ultimate proof and a measure of how much I love him. You can love someone and not even know who they are yet. And let me explain what I mean by that. I have this book that I got about 4 or 5 years ago. It's called The Power of a Praying Wife, and I'm going to give it to him on our wedding night. And what it is a journal of prayers. In the front it says, to my hubby from your wifey, and then I started it in 2005. And it has prayers for his mind, his work, his choices, his health, his integrity, his reputation, his relationships, his past, and then his emotions, his walk in life. They're beautiful prayers. You can get that on Amazon. $6. I love it. And then on the other side, I could write to him. I could write my own prayers. It would help me in college when I would get let down or whatever. It would help me stay strong. So those are little things that you can do too. When I meet guys and they're like, all right, Christina, and we're like dating and getting to know each other, like, all right, I get why you're saving, like sex for marriage. I understand why you're saving the big stuff, but why can't we do the stuff in between? What's the big deal? And you know what I'm talking about. This is how I would explain it to them, and you can use this. I would say, well, Do you remember when you were little and you believed in Santa Claus? Yeah? And you could not wait until Christmas morning. How many of us love a Christmas morning? Okay, good. I love Christmas morning. So when you were little and you could not wait for Christmas morning, you were telling your parents, I just can't wait. Please, please, can I just open some presents? Please, I just can't wait till Christmas Day. So they're like, okay, all right, we'll let you open a few presents. That's fine. And so they let you open a few presents the first week. Second week, same thing. Oh, come on, more. I just can't wait. You already let me open a few. Why would you stop now? Why can't I have more? So then it's like, oh, okay, I guess so. So you give more. And then the third week, same thing. Christmas morning comes, you walk downstairs, there's one present under the tree. Is that the same experience? No, that's a bummer. So I tell them I want Christmas. And I want to not give away gifts of myself to people who can walk away with them. And if you're sitting here like, oh my gosh, I've definitely given some gifts away, we'll talk. I'm not perfect. We're gonna talk about that. So anyone can start over. God gives us a new day for a reason. So there you go. If you want Christmas, there's your analogy. Now I would like to invite these four gentlemen, if you give them a round of applause, if you could please come up here. Come on down, guys. Maybe today, I did it again. Could you put the binder on these two, and could you grab the yellow one? Thank you. Just on those two. Okay. Can we give a better round of applause for these young gentlemen? They're volunteering their time to be with you. That's amazing. Okay, guys, if you could just step back here so they can see you. Maybe, yep, that's fine. That's great. Yep, in a line. Maybe, and could we have you hold this sign for us? Thank you. Maybe today you're listening to all of this stuff about Christ and God, and you just aren't there yet. Everyone's talking about His love, and you have no idea what they're talking about, and that's fine. Go and ask Him about it, because that's what I did. I was in the position where I'm like, why is everybody so, pumped about Jesus, and I have no idea what His love is, and so I started asking Him. I'm like, I want to know what it is. He'll show you. So if you're not there yet, but you believe in science and you trust science and that's where you put your faith, well, let's talk about science. What does science have to say about this? Does anyone know what oxytocin is? Is it medicine? Good guess, but no. No one? An adhesive, yes, it is, but almost there. Yes, in the back. It's a hormone. Thank you. It is inside of you. This is a chemical that's inside of you, and it's released at a very specific time. So we're going to talk about this. All right, so I have our young lady right here named Sarah, this piece of tape. This is Sarah. She is tall, blonde, and transparent with her feelings. And you're going to pretend. She's in high school, and she meets, what is your name?
Michael.
This is Michael. Everybody say hi, Michael. Hi, Michael. And you are in high school. And how old are you?
Right now?
Yeah, in high school.
Oh, in high school. 17.
Okay, how about 14? No, how about 16? Okay, so they've been dating for 6 months, and their friends are like, come on, you guys, don't you love each other? You've been dating for 6 months, isn't it time? And so they're like, all right, I guess everybody's doing it, so can you please put your arm out for me? I didn't bring the duct tape, he's fine. They decide that, okay, yeah, let's go all the way. So they decide to bond. That's what it is. It bonds you. So in this moment, I know, it's mean. They didn't know I was going to do this. So in this moment, oxytocin is released to Sarah's brain, and Mike, is it Mike? Into Mike's brain as well. But it's released more to the female brain. And what it does is it attaches you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually to each other forever. It's not meant to be broken. But you're 16, so do you think you're going to get married?
Possibly.
Do you think they'll get married? It's possible, but not likely. So you end up breaking up. Probably usually about 3 weeks after you go all the way, maybe even a week sometimes is roughly when they break up. So if you mind ripping Sarah off of your heart. Thank you very much. Oh, he was very gentle. Sometimes I run across guys that aren't that gentle with breakups. Breakups hurt the guy too. That hurt when he pulled that off. And Sarah is no longer the same tape as she was before. There's things left on her. And then she goes into her senior year, and she's now 18, and your name is?
Anthony.
Everybody say hi, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
And they are about to go away to college, and she's really scared that she's going to lose him, and so she doesn't want to lose him, so she's like, all right, I'm going to go all the way because that's what's going to keep us together. Please put your, yes, thank you very much. So they decide that this is what's going to keep them together, but actually, when your bodies tell you one thing, but you're not ready for the commitment of forever, people freak out. And so you actually end up breaking up as well. So if you wouldn't mind breaking up with Sarah. All right, Sarah now goes off to college, and she meets
Matt.
Everybody say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Okay, Matt is the smooth-talking guy that meets Sarah at a bar and says, baby girl, we're gonna be together forever. I will never leave you, I promise. And they've known each other for 2 weeks. Would you please, he's sitting here, look at him, he's so angry that I even said this about him. I'm just kidding, Matt.
Oh, big girl.
So they decide to go all the way, thank you. But he's in college. There's so many girls in college that he's not ready to be with her forever. And so actually, you end up breaking up. Yes. So you go ahead and rip it off. I don't think he wants to break up with her, but that's how the story goes. So Sarah then, let's talk about Sarah. She kind of doesn't like guys right now. Have you ever met a girl who kind of hates guys, or just they're the worst thing ever? That's kind of where she is because of what's happened in her past. And so she has a decision. She can either turn to Christ, who's the only one who can bring her back to the piece of tape that she was, which will take a long time to heal, but it's possible, or she can decide to go into a marriage carrying all of this. So she's in the workplace, and she meets
Ryan.
Everybody say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Ryan is the man of her dreams. Ryan is the guy that God has picked for her. He's the one that God had in mind all along, but Sarah didn't know. But he needed to prepare Ryan for her to become a good guy. But she hasn't turned to Christ yet. You do decide to wait because she's sick of giving herself away so freely. So they do wait, but she doesn't have Christ yet. And so they go into a marriage. And what do you notice about this tape when you go to bond? It doesn't stick. Exactly. Very good. It doesn't stick. She can't bond to the guy that she's supposed to spend the rest of her life with. And so even science is saying we're not meant to bond with so many people. Our hearts can't take it. So round of applause for our gentlemen up here. Thank you guys so much. If you could just stay close, I'm going to call you up in a minute so you can take an exit to the stage. Thank you so much. Statistics say that those who don't wait have a divorce rate that is 70% higher than those who do. And I want to have a good marriage for my kids, for myself, and I know you do too when you're going to start thinking about it, but the decisions you make now affect your future. All right, if I could actually, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Round of applause for our beautiful young lady who is so patient. Okay, we actually aren't even getting through half of it. I'm going to call Ryan back up here one more time. Ryan, come back up. Yeah, round of applause for Ryan. All right, Ryan. So Ryan actually has to take me out on a date now, okay? So this is Dating 101, and I hear you're a gentleman. Okay, well, we're going to find out. So I'm going to ask him a few questions, and he's going to answer them. So, when you ask me out, do you text me asking me out, or do you do it over Facebook, or do you actually come to me in person and maybe do it in a special way?
In person.